Hi everyone. It's a rainy day here, and I'm walking with someone who doesn't really want to be walked, so I'm moving pretty slow. We, at this time of the year, when this lockdown is kind of shifting, we want to activate our faith. A lot of people, we've been kind of in these different modes. It's so interesting engaging at times in lockdown after a lockdown ends. It's like a whole other season in terms of I couldn't do anything, now I can do something. How do you activate in faith? It's like stop, go, stop, start, stop, start. It's so interesting. And every time you start, it's like you have to gear back up again. I want to talk about activating today. How can I activate? Now, this little dog of mine that I'm walking, she's barely moving. This is like a COVID walk here. It's about as slow as possibly imaginable. She wants to sniff. It just rains. She's this, she's that. When lockdowns lift, there's activating just in the physical or the flesh, just stuff that you need to do. And then there's activating or activation in terms of things of the Lord. So obviously we're talking about activation of things of the Lord. And you want to gain faith in your heart right now. Well, how do you do it? What does that look like? What does activating in faith look like right now? We've been talking about Caleb and Joshua going into the promised land. And in Caleb's case, it says that he went and he quieted the people before Moses. And he said to the people, listen carefully. And everybody quieted down. He said, we can go into the land. We need to go in right now. And he says, and we are well able to do it. When you look at Caleb, what was evident, and this is the first thing I want to just talk about this week, is his attitude. An attitude of activation is an attitude of faith. He didn't look at a situation, a land filled with giants. It was a land filled with milk and honey. It's so interesting to me, and this is my thought today. The promised land to two people was a land flowing with milk and honey. To 10 people, it was a land filled with giants. What mattered? What was the difference between the 10 and the 2? I think what the difference was is the 2 saw a land flowing with milk and honey. The 10 saw a land filled with giants. But that's not the point. What matters is, what did God say about the land? And what God said is, it's a good land, and I'm giving it to you, and it's a land flowing with milk and honey. What you have to do right now is believe God. And the key to Caleb and Joshua was, they believed the Lord. What matters about the promised land is what God says about it. It's what God says that defines what you need to believe and what you need to move on. Not what the 10 negative spies said. It wasn't just what Joshua said or Caleb said. It was what God said. Joshua and Caleb didn't see a nice place, and that is what mattered to them. They saw that the Lord had said something to them and given it to them. And in every situation we face, how you activate at this time, your attitude is, remember, what does God say? Doesn't matter what the spies say that are negative, or even the positive ones. What matters is that the positive ones were simply believing what the other weren't believing, true, but also they believe what God said. That's what's going to get you there. In Jesus' name.